Blessed be and Happy New Year, all of my Pisces people out there, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see just what's going on when it comes to your monthly astrological forecast for January 2025. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, if you ever want to get a personal reading with me, you just need to go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow my link in the down bar below. And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it, and I come back every week anyway with weekly astrological and tarot updates too. So what's going on when it comes to your January? Well, the first half of the month is really all about your social life and your support system becoming all the stronger and active and engaged in your goings on. We've got the Sun and Mercury in Capricorn, that 11th house of friendships, community, and support system, bringing increased activity, but also fast developments that are really giving you a bit of a boost, especially when it comes to people either being drawn closer into your life that you know, as well as even new people coming closer that are helping you to speed up progress, speed up accomplishments that maybe you have been short-handed with. The Sun here is also focusing on bringing stronger friendships into your life, strengthening the ones that are meant to be there, as well as also helping you to go through a bit of a maybe overdue evolution period as it relates to what you consider your core team and support system. And this can be hooking us up everywhere: the love life, the personal life, business, and even just pure recreation. But what we have is light coming in, and funny enough, a very dark time of the year up here in the Northern Hemisphere, where your social life and again, your ideal sense of core community is going through a powerful shine process. We also have Venus entering Pisces early on in the month, and this is the planet of favors, generosity, affection, and connection entering your sign. And whenever we have a planet go into our sign, it brings the focus back onto us, our story, our path, and what we are here to do, and what is kind of a part of our true story, irrespective of what might be going on with other people, irrespective of what we've set up with the job and the family and the partner and the people over here, right? Because sometimes, well, we can fall out of sync with our own path when our life becomes kind of about other lives. Well, with Venus entering your sign, it's time for you to be the recipient of a lot of help getting things that actually are huge priorities in terms of your world back in order. And with Venus in your sign, you might be noticing that a lot of help is coming your way or gravitized to you by this influence. Venus is also going to be working over a number of important relationships in your life where you're getting a chance to also experience the fantasy fulfillment of a lot of desires and wishes that maybe have had to be sidelined or waiting their turn to be known or to be realized. And some very important gifts and assets could also be coming your way in a material or professional setting. Venus just likes to cover it all, and that's a huge theme of almost the entirety of January. We also have Mars retrograde sliding back into Cancer this month, where he's going to be for the majority of January and even into February. And Mars retrograde in the 5th house, which is where it will be for you, the area of love and romance, but also creativity, personal businesses and enterprises, as well as parenthood and your relationships with your kids, is bringing in a complicated influence that we need to know how to work with and manage for us. See, with Mars retrograde, we do see some good, where there is a huge focus on subduing and even lowering the prevalence or removing the presence of a lot of obstructive influences, blockages, or even dark shadows that could be hanging overhead in these areas of our life, especially things that could actually be blocking or maintaining conditions that are prohibiting us from having maybe a relationship setup, or maybe a business setup that we would find most ideal. Mars retrograde takes the venom out of the cobras in our life, but also does a really good job of removing anything that could actually be standing in our way. However, Mars retrograde can create conditions that are so relaxed that sometimes little fires could struggle to stay lit. And so when it comes to relationships, romantic exchanges, or even, again, personal businesses, we want to make sure that we don't get so chill that we actually freeze up. Now, mid-month, we've got a very important transition marker with a full moon in this part of your chart, sextile to Uranus in Taurus. Now, full moons are all about culminations, transitions, endings, and chapter changes. And there could likely be some kind of important evolution or chapter close in your personal life that is also allowing you, or is perhaps precipitated by, something that is ending a story in your life, or maybe a circumstance that has stalled out. When we have Uranus and a full moon coming together like this in a very happy sextile, this can indicate some kind of graduation out of a status quo through some kind of helpful disruption. And that will likely be the name of the game between the 13th and the 27th of this month. The second half of the month is also very strongly influenced by the Sun and Mercury coming together in Aquarius alongside a new moon. And this is your 12th house of the past, private matters, secrets, hidden opportunities, shortcuts, and old business. Now, when we have all three of these babies moving through here, the second half of January and even the first half of February are going to actually still be very, very good to you, but you might need to be ready to step off a few paths or a few setups in order to capitalize on what's coming to you. Mercury in the 12th house likes to hook us up with secrets, hidden opportunities, especially when it comes to things that we may not necessarily have the opportunity to find if we are waiting for something to come out from behind a closed door, whether this is happening in business, or this is happening with money, or this is happening with any kind of situation. You're getting a chance to get an inside track on some kind of important course that not everyone else gets to go on. We also have the sun and this new moon also bringing life to something in your life that actually has been a dear passion, either in recent or maybe further back history, or even a goal or a desire or a wish that once got blocked, sidelined, or had to be pushed aside or compromised in the past. And this resurrection period, which is what a sun and a new moon in the 12th house is all about, has a chance to turn something back on or bring something back to life. And finally, for your closer of the month, we've got Uranus turning direct in Taurus, your third house of communications, pacts, promises, commitments, as well as helpful third parties and collaborations. Now, with Uranus turning direct here, there is likely going to be, especially in February, it's really more of a February energy, but even at the end of January, a lot of opportunities coming your way through sudden wild developments, or maybe even the cracking open of new stories that is allowing you to escape a lot of binding, constraining, or obstructive agreements, associations, or affiliations that have been an influence in your life, in your goings on. Whether these be people, these be contracts, commitments, it does not matter. Uranus is kind of shaking everything, not just you, not just them, but the ground around all things there, in order to break what needs to go away. The good news here as well, though, is that as Uranus opens up those cracks, we also see a lot of interesting treasures pop out to be claimed, and that's going to definitely be a big theme of February as well. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, don't forget my name is Nico, Son of Selene, and should you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.